One of the things we do on our show is we go through a Reddit page called Am I the Asshole, which is it's usually a couple or a person in a social situation asking, am I right or am I wrong? And we ran into two that I thought were very particularly interesting, and I'd like to get your insight on it. The first one was basically a guy in a relationship who his girlfriend and his father both made him throw out. He collected action figures and played with figurines, and that was his passion. And he would wait till everyone goes to sleep at night, and he would play with them, alone. And he knew it was a little bit, immature and childish, but it was, his thing. And they wanted him to throw it out. He said no, and then they just took them and threw them out without asking him. And so the question was like, who's in the wrong here?
And they made it clear that the wife who was writing this article made it clear, like, and can you believe he even cried when we threw away the toys? And
right.
He's a child. He threw a temper tantrum. They put a lot of negative connotations into his emotions.
And we just kind of tackled it as like, I think a lot of times guys particularly are forced to give up, what they like or love, or it's deemed, silly or childish to like some of the things they do. And at the end of the day, we think it's just like that's their hobby or that's what makes them happy. Like, what advice would you give for someone who's in that spot?
She threw all of his stuff out?
Yes.
Her and his father.
His father.
Yeah. I got a real problem with that.
Yeah,
there you go. Thank you. People thought we were crazy because we were on his side.
The amount of people who were like, come on, you're a grown man. You shouldn't be playing with dolls and toys. It's like, yeah, listen, maybe it's a little bit unorthodox, but who fucking cares? Let this guy live.
Yeah, no kidding. I'm not saying, I don't care what it was they threw out. Now, let me be clear about that. If they got in there and found something illegal like child pornography or something,
something
whatever.
dangerous.
Okay, now call the law and put his ass under the jail.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're just not liking what he likes and you throw it away, kiss my ass. You don't have the right to throw his stuff away.
Amen.
Like, I've got a lot of T-shirts that are, well, I like to call them vintage. Robin likes to call them future rags that you can dust with. But I wear them. I play tennis in them every day because they're comfortable, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're comfortable. But they got holes in them here and there. But she would never throw them out because I like them.
Right. Like, you just got to respect what your partner likes.
Embarrassed for me to wear them, but I like them. You don't take somebody's stuff and throw them out. What a bitch.
And she made it clear too. It was almost like she was arguing against herself. She made it very clear that they have a happy relationship, that he always makes time for her. It's not an addiction or anything like that. He usually goes and plays with them once she goes to bed. It's his escape. It's his little time to shut himself off from the world,
to get away from his bitch girlfriend,
and just participate in something he likes.
His dad was in on this. His dad needs to mind his own damn business.
That's right. And the problem with it was too. One of the problems, obviously there were a couple, was that she was pregnant, and they were going to use that room that he uses for the baby's room, for the cradle and things like that. What better room to give to a child than a room full of toys? Like, why do you have to clean that room out?
But you know what? You negotiate those things. So maybe if they need the room, fine. I get it. Negotiate it. But you don't go throw it out after he's gone to bed. What's up with that?
And what about this? Where do you draw the line between you're helping someone maybe improve themselves versus you're trying to change them? Like, I feel like a lot of times a girl will get a guy to dress quote unquote better, but you're really changing like his style, or, we're going to go to these type of places now. We're not going to hang out at the spots you used to have. Is there a level of that's good, or is that always like you're trying to change the person and you should just go find a different partner who embodies the things you like?
Look, relationships are negotiations, and the negotiation never ends. It's an ongoing sort of thing. And if you're wanting to negotiate for him or her to change a habit or a pattern, that's fine, but it's always up to them. If they decide, okay, hey, you got a good point, so we'll go to a different restaurant or hang out at a different place or something, that's fine. But you don't dictate it, you negotiate it.
Now, what about instead of negotiation, you just subtly insult it every time they do it. How's that for health?
Well, that's a negotiation ploy.
That's a tactic. Yeah.
Just very
that's
subtle
a
digs every
negotiation
time they do
ploy.
something you don't like.
Yeah. So where is it you're going that she doesn't like?
The bar every night.
They got a little too close to home there. I had a feeling.
Just hypothetically speaking on that one.